Do you know who your ideal customer is? What do they look like? How do they behave? These are two of the most important questions you need to answer to set the foundation for your entire marketing and sales strategy and projections. Hi, I'm Robert Aranda with Sled Dog Marketing Group. And so many times when you're starting a new company or you've been in business for a while, we have a tendency to become what we call product or service centric, which means you're spending a whole lot more time trying to figure out how to tell people about your product or your service when you should be focusing on your customer and what their needs are and the best way to meet those needs. The best way to do that is to answer the two questions. What do my customers look like and how do they behave? When we talk about what a customer looks like, we're talking about demographics. What's the sex? What's their race, age, income, level of education? Where do they live? Do they live in a rural area, a suburban area? Do they have children? Are they married? Are they single? These are all important questions that kind of give us a picture of what our customer looks like. When we talk about how does our customer behave, we're looking at things like, are they very active? Are they sedentary? Do they enjoy going hiking outdoors, or do they enjoy sitting in front of the television? Do they eat a lot of fast food and go out to dinner a lot? Or do they prefer nice restaurants? Or do they prefer cooking at home, maybe more of a healthy lifestyle? Do they enjoy certain recreational activities like camping and hiking? Or what are their sports interests? Maybe they like bowling or golfing. These are all things that determine how our customers behave, including how they buy products or services. Do they shop online or do they prefer to go to a brick and mortar? Again, we need to understand both these questions. What do they look like and how do they behave? And the list goes on, but you kind of get the picture. To give you an example of why answering these two questions is so important, is you can have two potential customers in the same demographic. So you can have family A and family B living in the same neighborhood, same size house, both have two kids, both have a dog and a cat and a bird. They both work in white collar jobs. They both make about the same amount of income and have the same level of education. But if you're trying to roll out the new super energy healthy snack, maybe family A is a more sedentary family and they like to watch a lot of television, they eat a lot of fast food, and they just don't really engage outdoors that much. Family B, on the other hand, may be very active. They don't watch a lot of television and they're more health conscious and would prefer to make a healthy home cooked meal. So if you're rolling out the healthy snack, which one's going to be a better customer based on their behavior? So that's kind of the line of thinking that you want to have when you're answering these questions. When I started my glass business a little over 20 years ago, literally everyone who drove a car was my potential customer. But we found out very quickly that that's not even realistic. So what we did find out was some jobs were easier than others, some paid better, and some jobs our competition didn't really want to do. And from that, we were able to determine sort of a niche. So when determining what your customers look like and how they behave, you can kind of narrow down your focus to more of a niche market that makes it easier to market to and build your marketing strategies and sales strategies around. Now, once you determine what your customers look like and how they behave, then you have to simply find out how many are there and where are they. And once you figure that out, then you got to determine, okay, how do I reach them and at what cost? Of course, you look at your operating budget from that point and you go, okay, how many potential customers do I need to reach and what percentage of those are going to actually engage with my product or service, and then how many of those will convert? That's all for another session, but you get the idea of how important it is to identify your specific customers, what they look like and how they behave. So once you've identified your ideal customer, what do you do with this information? How do you find out all the things that you need to know about them, like where they're at and how many there are? Well, that's where we come in. That's why we're offering a free 1 hour market assessment consultation, and we'll sit there side by side with you and help you determine the tools that you'll need. Many of them are free resources on how to determine this in your particular market. And then we can start to identify specifically how many there are and where they're at. That'll kind of help with your viability assessment to see if you're just thinking about starting a business, if you want to even go forward with it, or if you've got an ongoing business, maybe that's the opportunity you need to adjust your thinking or adjust your marketing strategies. But fill in the information below, sign up for a free 1 hour consultation. We'd love to hear about your business. We'd love to work with you and help you pin down this very important part of building your marketing foundation.